the biggest thing is when it goes bad, right? That's when you're like, well, maybe we shouldn't have gone that fast, and that's when the reality check happens. Is when you get yourself into those crazy moments of like, wow, this might hurt.
Freak Nation, his name is Scott Dixon, your pole sitter for the 2022 Indy 500. Been coming to the Freak Nation many, many years. Good to get him back in here. And Scott, there's a lot of articles that I've read about you and the pole and the significance of this pole. However, there's one reference that Jalopnik made to you, and they call you they called your run the evergreen excellence of Scott Dixon. And I did the same thing with the look on your face. I thought, what the hell is that? Do you have any idea what that means?
I don't know. I have no idea. Did you read the article? maybe it explained it in the article, man. I'm now gonna go search that and find out what it was all about. But I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Were we running some special fuel or something? I have no idea.
I don't know. And I looked at that's all they referred to as evergreen. And of course, I looked up evergreen on Merriam-Webster.
Oh,
and you're not foliage. You don't remain green. Maybe freshness or of interest, universally and continually relevant, not limited in applicability to a particular event or date.
There you go, right there.
That's a very bland kind of. I'm just bland, I guess. That's what they were trying to say. Like, good job, great,
No. Scott, you've been at this for more than 2 decades. That means that you are constantly relevant. You are constantly in the picture of greatness. You are a 6-time champion. What that means is evergreen. It might sound a little bit on the conservative side, but it's not. It is, don't you ever effing count me out. That's what that means.
Well, they should have just said that instead of, that weird,
Thank you.
But no, it's been good. It's I think for us, it was definitely a roller coaster, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we nearly got knocked out of the Fast 12, so it's, I think we kept it more simple on Sunday and did what we should have done on the first day, and car was super fast. So this place, it's always so emotional. It's a roller coaster no matter what day it is, and it was the same today. Just a few issues here and there, and finally getting some speed, and trying to get to that top of the chart every day is extremely tough. But starting in the right spot, but it guarantees you absolutely nothing.
The word history has been huge since you grabbed the pole, but leading up to that, was that even in your vocabulary, in the sense of, did it even come into the conversation with you and your crew chief, you and your family, you and anybody? Did you realize that you were going to be in that above 233 range?
I don't know. Honestly, I thought, I actually said on Saturday, I said if VK doesn't win the pole, there's something wrong. Which that was my kind of view of how the weekend was progressing. I think their first lap, big speed, what did he do? A 2:34.7, I think, on his first run. They were in ideal conditions and they went probably at the perfect time of the day. But I thought they had enough kind of in the tank that was going to carry them through, and conditions changed a lot into our favor. So I think the weather has been so tricky to read, and the way that it has actually controlled the speeds, it's tough to tell. But I didn't even know we were that close. A record was even that close. I didn't even really understand, to be honest. Ari's was not even a pole run. It was on a second weekend of qualifying and things like that. So I guess I had a bit of a history lesson this weekend.
Which is A-okay, because now you're a part of it. Now you're the top of the conversation. In talking about this race, and obviously, like you said, nothing is given to you at Indianapolis, even if you start on the pole. Who do you feel, your teammates aside, maybe now that you just said something about Rinus VeeKay, maybe him aside, who is your toughest competition come Sunday?
I feel like teammates. They've got the same car. They've got great teams behind them. I think that, the Ed Carpenter group has been very fast and very good in traffic. And honestly, one of the toughest or best cars I think I've seen are the McLarens. So this is the problem. You've got a good 10, maybe 15 cars that, have a smooth day and have no issues. Could be right in the fight, So this is, I think that's what everybody loves about the Speedway now, is that, there's just nobody that's dominant. And to kind of see how it plays out, you're going to be on the edge of your seat.
Scott Dixon joining us here in the Freak Nation, 6-time IndyCar champion, sitting on the pole for 2022 Indy 500. And Scott, do you know the difference between 220 and 234 when you're in a race car, or is there no difference?
No, you definitely feel it. And even from, say the Fast 12 run to the Fast 6, I knew immediately when I came onto the front straight, and went to 6th gear, and just how quickly accelerated. I was like, this is going to be a very fast run. And, you knew the conditions were favorable as well. The track temp had come down. The first run for me was definitely the toughest run of the whole weekend, that Fast 12. We were probably a little too aggressive, I think, on trimming out, and my fourth lap was almost a disaster. Had to get out of it big time in turn 2. Actually reached for the brake, to slow the car down, and I think we lost almost a mile an hour on that last lap. But having seen that stick, I knew we were going to be strong, come the Fast 6. But you know immediately by the lights or just the sense of and feeling of how the car picks up that you can even feel the very small amounts of a mile an hour.
In the NHRA, they tried to slow the cars down and they shortened the track to 1,000 feet. Is there a speed that Scott Dixon, all 41 years old, that's afraid to run an open wheel car with 32 other race cars, buddy?
No, I think all drivers just want to go faster, man. That's why I think, honestly, Fast Friday, you do feel a big change going from the race boost to qualifying boost, and sometimes the car actually just feels better because it's loaded more. It feels, sometimes you've got a little more grip depending on, the scenario. You're going faster, yeah, but the biggest thing is when it goes bad, right? That's when you're like, well, maybe we shouldn't be going that fast, and that's when the reality check happens. Is when you get yourself into those crazy moments of like, wow, this might hurt. So yeah, it's the problem is the wall is going zero.
Yes.
Yeah, and other cars as well sometimes.
The walls are pretty hard. You can't knock those ones down.
No.
This is a hell of a comparison, but when you get your driver's license, they get you out in traffic, and even some teachers are smart enough to get the students on the freeway. Yet you've got 33 cars out there, and you've got drivers in these cars that haven't experienced the Indy 500 and really running on that track with 32 other cars. Be a man and tell me that's concerning.
Yeah, I call them, the 32 crazies, because everybody, when it comes to trying to win, man, and anything will go. And, I think we saw a little bit of an incident today, actually, with Grosjean and Dalton, where, a late move can kind of get into a compromised position, and Dalton ended up actually hitting the fence. So it's those calculations are going on for the 3 hours and, the 200 laps you're running around this place, So it is hard to judge some people and how big a risk they take. To make sure you get to the end of the race. But, at the end, ultimately, man, you just got to be flat out and hope that you take a big enough risk that it pays off and doesn't put yourself in the fence.
Scott Dixon, can you take us through your race day morning, your prep? I mean, you want to focus on family. You want it to just kind of seem like a normal morning, but my goodness, you have one of the biggest things coming up in just a few hours after you wake up or after that cannon goes off. What is Scott Dixon's race day morning at Indianapolis like?
You're trying to just treat it like any other race. I think if you try to overthink it or do anything different, your day might go different, So I don't know. Like this one is, the commitments are different, the amount of people are different, all the friends and family are different. There's a lot more on the plate, and honestly, the week is, the week leading up is probably the hardest because you're just constantly doing interviews asking, how's the race going to go? Well, I don't know, I hope it's going to go well, or who's going to pass, who's not, this is, so you're constantly talking about it, but all you want to do is just get to the race. So I think for most of the drivers getting into the car race day morning, that you're like, okay, thank God, now let's get on with the race, So, it's for me. I try to keep it as simple as possible. Yes, there are loads more obligations, I think, on this weekend, and loads more pressure just because all the sponsors are here. Chips, putting on not pressure, but he wants to win the race. Everybody wants to race. You yourself. My wife. She's the most competitive person here, so that's
yes,
she's normally the biggest problem to deal with.
Hold on, who makes the pancakes for the kids? Are you still on pancake duty or scrambled egg duty?
No, Emma's very good at that. She definitely she makes the pancakes, and actually I'm not sure what's happening this year. It changes each year too, whether the kids stay. I think the girls are staying in the bus on Saturday night with us. So Kit definitely won't be staying in the bus. He's a little too much action at the moment. So I don't think anybody would be getting any sleep if he decided to come camp.
Yeah, and he's getting ready. He's going to be a driver. I don't know what Emma thinks about that, but holy cow, it's looking good.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know how many times this week, he's like, I'll take him around in the golf cart and he'll steer it. Like, he's only 2, but when it comes to pit lane, he's like, I have a go, and I'm like, no, you can't drive. He's like, no, I go. And I'm like, no, man, you can't drive this car. So he's a hoot. He's funny, but he's definitely car mad, that's for sure.
Well, it's not lost on us, given the fact that we've known Chip Ganassi damn near longer than you, and the fact that this guy's got a birthday tomorrow, which leads this question. Have you run a 500 on his birthday before?
That's a good question. I think it has actually happened. I don't know when, but because it's the 24th, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I want to say we have, but I'm not sure exactly when that was. Maybe it was a year Dario won or something. I don't know. We'll have to look at the stats on that one.
How many 500s, including this Sunday, will you have run?
This is my 20th.
Damn.
That's amazing.
Nice round number, right?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Let's get the win for the 20th. I think that's what everybody should be told before the race, all the other drivers. Like, just be nice to Dixon out there. It's his 20th anniversary. Like, let him win.
What would 41-year-old Scott?
I'll happily split the paycheck with him.
Yeah, you will.
But the baby Borg is all yours.
That's right. Yep.
Hey, what would 41-year-old Scott Dixon tell rookie 21-year-old Scott Dixon prior to the 500?
Oh, lots. Everybody makes some life choices, that you probably know. I don't know. Probably enjoy it. I think that's for me, I really did enjoy my first few years here because you didn't really know what to expect, so you just kind of go with the flow. I think the more time you spend at this place, you know what's coming and the demands and how on the edge it can be and things like that. But I don't know. Like I wouldn't change a thing. I've had an amazing life. I love doing what I'm doing. I just, I think when you're in this position, you just hope it keeps going for a lot longer.
Badass, buddy. Good luck to you. We'll see you race day morning to your demise. I know when we roll around, it's like, God damn.
Get away from me.
Bastards.
Feel good. Nice. Let's do it.
Take pictures of the kids.
That's right.
Buddy, thank you very much. Good luck, man.
As always. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.